think the saddest part of American politics right now is how broken it's become on every side and how numb we're all starting to feel because of it. We've grown desensitized to insults, outrage, and even loss of human life. Everything is a headline. Everything is a weapon. And I'll be honest, I'm exhausted by it. Somewhere along the way, we allowed a small group of powerful people on both ends of the political spectrum to divide us, exploit us, and profit from our anger. It's no longer a matter of when one side does something right. The other side's first instinct is to demonize it, undermine it, or even use it as leverage. It's not to improve the country, just to win the next argument. Imagine what this country would look like if we were actually united, if our government served the people instead of its own ambitions, donors, and outside interests. Other countries than us. You see, there's a reason flight attendants tell you to put on your own oxygen mask before helping others. In America, we've forgotten that lesson. We keep trying to save the world while ignoring the fact that our own systems are failing our people who live here. Common sense shouldn't be controversial. Fraud is wrong. Corruption is wrong. And abuse of power is wrong. We shouldn't be at each other's throats constantly. We should be able to agree on those things without immediately asking which side or which team it benefits. We do that every single day, and it's exhausting. It's tiring. Isn't it tiring to belong to a side and have to keep up with their bullshit rhetoric on both sides? I'm in this camp, so I must automatically believe this, even though it does contradict what you might feel in your soul or your mind or your heart. Instead, while we're busy fighting each other, trillions are wasted, laundered, and mismanaged of our tax dollars. We're overtaxed to death. New technologies are rolled out faster than our laws. They can't even keep up with this stuff, especially with AI. And it's often at the expense of privacy and freedom. And somehow, ordinary Americans always end up last. No matter which party's in charge, we're seeing it. And what hurts the most is realizing how effective the division has been. The social media cesspool that we're dealing with today. Families, friendships, communities are being torn apart, divided even more, while the people at the top remain insulated from the consequences. No accountability whatsoever. It's sick. I served this country believing in something that is better than this. Believing in accountability, dignity, and shared responsibility. Watching those values erode has been deeply painful to me. I'm not saying America is beyond hope, but I am saying pretending that everything is fine is a lie. That actions have consequences. We look at the border issue. Previous administrations allow all these influx of people to come in. And then when the other administration, which is exact opposition by design, goes to remove said people, it's a big problem. And vice versa. How are they doing it? You guys don't even know that you're being played by these monster elites that have all the money. Whether it's a setup for the other side, I don't care. Who's the victim in all this? You. The average American person or immigrant. We're pawns in a much bigger game. We go and we fight wars that we should not even be in. We live in a day and age with technology wonder, and AI is coming with robots and all this stuff that's going to eventually take care of all of our food and all of this stuff. We could all live a really great life. Why is it so hard for us as Americans and for the elites to want to have this world be great for all of us to win? We could all win and live pretty awesome, decent lives where work in the future will be something we choose to do, not have to survive. AI has that possibility of doing that to us. But what do we have right now? Two divisive parties that are using each other to gain as much control as possible over you and me. And we sit here and we allow them to stoke our anger and trigger us with social media algorithms that literally control every single one of us and dictate our reality. Every single person is living a completely different reality in America, in this world. And they're all tied to their algorithm on their phone. And now they're going to have AI managing that and automating that and triggering this workflow and that workflow. I'm in AI, folks. I know how this stuff works and I know what's coming. Business owners, I'm doing my best to help you guys. We're changing the way we do business. We're implementing new technologies. But the more I learn about AI, the more we should be concerned that these powerful elites are using it to wrap around us and control us. They don't want us to have a wonderful, happy life. It's not profitable and beneficial to them. They need a slave state, and they need you all to belong to it. Some of us are just higher paid slaves than others. That's it. But we're all slaves. The 98% versus this few small percentage of people at the top that have more money than God, that can literally do whatever the hell they want, whenever they want, and control you. And their whole goal is to maintain that control and power. But it stops when we stop. It stops. If we all stopped paying taxes, a lot of their bullshit goes away. A lot of their control just dissipates, vanishes. If we started being more self-sufficient in our lives and providing for ourselves and growing our own food and buying land and owning it and building cabins or whatever we want on there to be self-sufficient, they lose their power over you. But that's hard, Ben. Yeah. Having freedom comes at a cost. Now, eventually, if you don't do something about it now, America, you're going to lose that completely. You're going to lose your freedom completely. And then you're going to see how really hard it is when it's outlawed that you can't even be self-sufficient and self-sustained and take care of yourself and growing your own food, and that you have to buy their over-processed, poisonous garbage that they want to shove down your throats. Your slop. We can do better, and we have to. And it starts with rejecting extremes, okay? Demanding integrity from all sides and remembering that we're supposed to be fellow citizens, not enemies. We're all in this same country together. You've been poisoned so much and you've been pushed down your algorithms and your ideology so much on either side that it is making you lose grip with reality, with between right and wrong. Caution. I was a military I'm a military veteran. I was put in dangerous situations in the military. I still try to stay sharp to this day and train to this day because I am so worried about where this world is going. And many other vets are out there agree with me, and they're in the same boat, by the way. You think we're just going to sit here and kick back and just watch the whole world go to hell? You're wrong. We're going to do everything in our power to try to help fix a lot of this garbage that's happening in America and in the world with our talents, our abilities, our training. But I'm telling you, if you don't wake up to the reality that we're in and understand right between wrong, know that there's bad people in the world that want to harm you. You got to have borders, folks, because if you don't have a border and you just let the whole world flood in, you lose your voice completely. Voting isn't going to matter if your vote is diluted. If I take a giant jug of water and I pour a bunch of ink into it, it changes that bottle of water. If I put in flavors in it, changes it more, and da. Some people say, well, that's good though. Well, if I add some arsenic in that water, is it good? No, it's poison. You're going to kill me. I need you guys to understand that there are very, very, very bad people out there in the world that want to harm you. When you have a wide open border with no vetting process and immigration process, you're going to get a percentage of people that don't have your best interest in mind. On the left, you guys need to understand that. I agree. Immigration is great for the country. On the right, immigration is great for the country. But you guys got to hold your leaders accountable so that they set up a proper process. And with AI and all this stuff that we're building, we should be able to improve a lot of these systems. And there is opportunity there, business owners, that you could use to fix a lot of these big, glaring problems that are in the world so that people stop dying, getting hurt, and families are getting torn apart. What the hell happened to balance in the world? That's what I want to know. There's these sick elites that are benefiting from our division. And we'll keep winning, and the rest of us will keep paying the price. So we got to do something. We have to care more about our country, about the unity of our neighbor and our fellow man and woman, respect life, respect humanity, gut the rot in our country. Gut the rot. When I say the rot, I'm not speaking to ideological purposes. I'm not saying, oh, let's get rid of, white people or Mexicans or any of that stuff. That's not the rot. The rot is the elite, entitled people in our government and institutions that have been taking advantage of us for decades, feeding off us like leeches. The rot and fraud in this country is absolutely astronomical. That should not be a partisan issue. Everybody should understand fraud is bad. Corruption's bad. And we should root that shit out. They don't want to give up their power. They don't want to give up that control. We cannot turn a blind eye to this stuff. So we have to find a way to hold all of them accountable. I'm not calling for an insurrection or any of that stuff. I'm saying get involved in your communities. Be the leader. Be the person that you think the world needs, that's going to benefit everyone, not just your tribe or your party. It has to work for everybody. Because if we don't, we're going to have more people dying needlessly, more random deaths, more issues than we've ever seen, more terror, violence, corruption, you name it. It ain't going to make the world a better place or America. And by the way, the entire world is watching us constantly. They are learning from us. We do not want to be the example and set the wrong example for the world. Again, common sense, balance. If you put your hand on a hot stove, you're going to get burned. If you open up your borders wide open, you're going to get some terrorists and some bad people into the country. That's a fact. That's not hyperbole or any type of partisan take on that. I'm an independent, by the way. So you got to know there's bad people in the world that want to harm you. But there's a lot of good people too that have came in that could benefit the country. So it's a very complicated issue. All of it is. The entire issue right now. We've let the past few decades, our leaders, they're supposedly being our leaders, have been bought and sold and paid for by lobbyists and other organizations and other countries. And they do not have your best interest in mind. I think the whole damn thing is rotten. That is my take, because that's what I see. When I see them, both sides, get up on behind a freaking teleprompter or a camera and vent to the people about this side's doing this and make themselves look like they're perfect, that is the most biggest bullshit lies I've ever seen in my life. They're lying to you. And you should know that. You should have the common sense to know that they're fucking lying to you. They're paid media. They have paid protesters, paid interests from rich, super rich billionaires and trillionaires. They can craft up bullshit out of nowhere. And now we have AI where it's going to be even more harder to discern whether it's real or not. You don't think they're going to use that against you to control your mind? Social media, the constant scroll over and over and over again. Do you think that's good for your brain, or is it bad? Back in the day, they had this program. It's called MK Ultra. And I'm not one of those conspiracy guys, but I also don't like to believe everything that I see on the news and all that stuff. So I like to research everything. But they had this thing called MK Ultra. The government has done bad shit before. The government is not perfect. And it was like showing a series of negative imagery over somebody over and over again, 2 to 3 seconds at a time. Bam, 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 bam. What the hell do you think reels are? It's programming. It's another reason why, whether it's TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, they can launch these algorithms and literally specifically target all the way down to the account a specific reality that they want that person to absorb. Okay? And then take your likes and wants that they know about you, that they've discovered, they've used AI to learn about you, and then mix in the shit they want you to do. So, this is going to sound controversial, so buckle up, but understand I do it with my heart big, wide open, and my arms wide open for you guys to know I care about all of you. I love all of you. And I don't care what side you're on. But I do want you to understand that whether it's a government institution, whether it's a CIA, FBI, or any of these type of institutions or alphabet agencies, they could leverage a technology like this and feed specific things to you to radicalize you, to change the way you think. And eventually, you start to believe it. It's been dangerously close for me at times that I've had to turn off my social media and almost even consider deleting it because of that. Sometimes I rabbit hole stuff, having ADHD and PTSD and all that. I rabbit hole stuff. I try to learn everything I can about the world and where we're at so that we can stay ahead of it, and also business, so that we can stay ahead of it and kind of predict the future, if you will. And it's exhausting. But I do it. It's just how my brain's wired. But they can feed you these realities and radicalize people. And many of you have been radicalized to parties. You got to get out of that shit. You have to look at policy. And if you're getting what you need, America, the United States of America. Right now, it's the divided states of embarrassment. We need to change that. So please, for the love of God, wake up and understand that you're living a very unique reality that is completely different from the guy standing next to you at the supermarket or in the drive-thru. We got to find our humanity. We got to get back in touch with reality. And we have to hold these monsters in the world accountable. And not all monsters look scary. I would believe that the devil himself does not look like a demon. He's probably the most handsome, beautiful, eloquent person that you've ever met. So, knowing all this that I've told you now, whether it falls on deaf ears and blind eyes, you do have power. You can do something about it. It shouldn't be partisan. We got to get away from the party stuff. I know that's what this country was founded on, but we're growing into something a little bit more crazier. The more people that we add, the more, especially with pulling open our borders wide open, we gain ideology from the outside world as well that changes the very fabric of this nation. Knowing that, we have to go back to policy. What is right for us? What do we actually see from it? And when we don't see something from their efforts that we've spent hundreds of billions of thousands of dollars for, we oust them from their position. We get rid of them. We hold them accountable just like businesses hold you accountable. You go to work every day. You work really hard. You bust your ass. And what happens? If you don't bust your ass, they fire your ass, don't they? Then why the hell should we have any politician in our government or holding any important seat for that matter stay in that seat because they belong to a team, a party? Politicians ain't going to like this video. I am not suicidal. I love life. I love my family. I love my friends. And I have friends and family on all sides of the political spectrum. And I also recognize that many of them have been sold a lie and an ideology to belong to a specific group. But the group that you should be belonging to is fucking common sense, reality, knowing that there's good and bad in the world, knowing that there's good people who want good things to happen to us, and that there's people that want to take advantage of us. We have a corrupt government system. Big elites with deep pockets and lobbyists are controlling this nation. They're controlling your everyday life. But you have the power to change it. It starts with you. It starts with you getting involved in your local communities, in your government, voting, doing your part, and taking this shit seriously. Because I know that you feel it, folks. I know that you feel that this nation is not going in the right direction. And it hasn't been for the past few decades. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion. You can hate me for it. You can love me for it. I have the right to have my opinion. You have your opinion. That's great. But I'm telling you, the stuff that they have planned for us is not good if we continue to allow them to do what they're going to do. Facial recognition scanning, Automated bills, automated fines in your car, your electric cars, all of that stuff is coming. You jaywalk, you'll be fined and auto-debited out of your bank account because we'll have a digital currency. They'll just take money from you instead of asking for it. That's what they have planned for you. Is that the world you want to live in, where you can't make next month's rent because they auto-debited a big-ass fine out of your account because of a mistake? Or that you didn't even know? Or maybe an error on their part. Maybe the AI made a mistake. Maybe the AI confused you with a different person, and now the police are at your door. This is the shit you got to think about. Again, I'm a very educated person, graduated college, served my military, went through hard times in my life, very hard times. Grew up from nothing. I had nothing. I had to earn everything I got. I've had my life threatened multiple times. Some people in service never made it back. So, do we respect that? Do we care for our veterans, our fellow civilians, the people who have died for this country? Or are we just going to piss all over their graves and allow all of this nonsense to continue? Vote policy, vote common sense, and then hold them accountable. Whether you're using social media platforms as a group, you do that to call them out and hold them accountable. Whether we have to invent a new system that's a special social media that's just designed for holding all these bastards accountable, I don't know. I don't have all the answers. I do know that they'll try to find a way to gamify it or even fraud that as well. And it's hard. So these are some serious challenges that we got to address and go through and learn and understand. But we got to do something, because giving up isn't an option. Again, I love you guys. I'm going to go work out. That's what this is for. This is my workout vest. My wife got it for me. It's nice. Allows me to puts weight on you. So that way when you're working out and doing your stuff, you're able to get in shape. Which brings me to my next thing. The world is changing. So, are you going to be ready for that change? You need to start thinking about how to benefit yourself, your health, your financial stability, your business. You have to prepare for what is to come. And I'm not trying to freak you guys out. I'm trying to wake you guys up to the reality. I will be launching more of these type of videos as I see fit, when I choose to. And again, it's not my job to lecture you guys. You guys are all grown-ups. Some of you are not. Some of you are young. I want you young people to understand not everybody has your best interest in mind. You're going to have to learn to stand on your own and together and protect yourself. Work out, eat healthy, educate yourself, grow, and may God have mercy on our souls. Because we need some inspiration, we need some hope. And hopefully you guys can be that hope. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you on the next one.